Yeah,
Am I the best coach, or like what's going on there?
I remember it. I was just like, I was gonna DI Daigo anyway. I have like this strat. Like, if you're over like 35, you're kind of cooked. Like, you're not gonna react to DI. So that's kind of just my strategy. I gotta make sure the person's awake. So
that's Daigo be looking sleepy sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for double checking if he's awake or not.
So I was already ready, and then like you kind of just like doubled down on it. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna DI anyway, and then I was just like, he's not reacting to anything. I think the one time he actually did counter DI is when I stopped.
That's true, yeah, because you did it again the second game. You won the first game, not because of the DI, it just set the tone. I think the DI whiffed entirely, and then the second game you did it again, and it still didn't work, but you weren't punished for it. And then I think from that point forward, you won the first two, and then Daigo's like, "Oh, he thinks I'm a scrub." like that. Your mentality of playing him like that from EVO 2022, I think it clicked in Daigo's mind, like, "Oh, he really thinks I'm a scrub. Well, I'm going to show him a scrub, right?" Like I feel like he embraced that, and that was like the most slugfest Street Fighter 6 match ever.
That's all the best matches. All the matches of Street Fighter 6 is usually just two people playing each other like this scrub. When you watch Meta play, he playing people like this scrub. Like it's
that's his style.
I think it's the game, but I definitely think it's the right way to play the game.
I mean, but
I think
that was way more.
It's the game.
You don't always play the game that way. That game was like next level. Both of you were. I mean, Daigo just kept doing demon flip, jump, whatever. And I mean, because Akuma can do that, right? Yeah. You don't know if he's gonna do what strength of demon flip, regular jump, if he's gonna dive kick. He did every air option over and over on you, spamming it. He did like regular dive kick from top of the screen down MK into ODDP when you blocked it. Like, he was just going ham. Like, what were you thinking about, like, when he was playing you like you're a scrub?
It was funny because I was just like, this is how I expected Daigo to play, because I think he's a scrub. So there
it is, classic. I knew he was a scrub. Okay.
I was just like, yeah,
okay.
I gotta play. He's gonna play me like this. I knew he was gonna play like this anyway. So I was like, this is kind of what I was expecting.
That's funny. Yeah, you both seem about it. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you think I'm a scrub? Yeah, like I can see you guys. Yeah, exactly. And it was funny because it came down to the final round. He's bringing it back, and then you were also getting clipped on like full screen drive rush overhead, and then you finally blocked one of them, and then countered, and then on the next knockdown, you finally baited the wake up DP. It's like, the tempo is like you guys are both swinging at each other, and then you're like, okay, at the end you're like, okay, Daigo, you win. Like, yeah, you're scrubbier than me, Daigo, you win. And then you bait the DP and close it out. So was that something you were consciously thinking of, like time to reel it in the final round?
It was hook, line, and sinker. I set Daigo up for that. I was like, man, he had all these wake ups. I know he's not gonna not do it here. And then yeah, it was like, okay, this is over. I was like, I'm surprised we're playing like this so much.
Right, like when are you going to dial it back? Was the question. But Daigo, that's also what Daigo is known for. Like when we were saying like plays like a scrub, like obviously we're being a little facetious, but it's about like being stubborn, right? Daigo is known at high level for, in rock paper scissors, he'll do rock 7 times in a row. You know what I mean? Like that's that's a bit of his play style of sort of being unconditionable. And then you're like, wow, he still did it again. Like, are you serious? Like, Daigo represents that a lot. And that's what he did in the end there. Still, last game, last round, still waking up DP against like level 4 or 5 Manon.
He's actually just
doesn't care.
He's that's the best. If anyone ever plays Daigo, just remember he's a scrub. He's a scrub, 1,000%. I tell all my friends that if you're about to play Daigo,
you get this podcast canceled before it even begins.
Just remember,
facetiously, he's a scrub. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, if something's working, keep doing it. That's you gotta categorize players quickly based on that. Daigo is definitely a player if something's working, or if he's finding something that's working, he's gonna keep doing it, and vice versa. So it's definitely good to keep in mind.